It's just frustrating when you can see your friends being really happy, getting to do normal 24-year-old things when you are stuck at home feeling sick and struggling. Being diagnosed with a later stage cancer in your 20s specifically is such a pivotal time of your life. I feel like there's so much that happens in your 20s that cancer just completely disrupts. No one is aware of their own mortality until they're put in a situation like I am. It feels like it's an immediate threat that you never have confronted before or dealt with. So it's really, really hard to make that adjustment. And especially when you want to be able to have a career and get married and have a family, and all of that just feels really out of reach almost. I was very busy. I was in school to become a teacher, so I was student teaching. I was excited to finish school and be able to actually be a teacher with my own classroom, and I am in a serious relationship, so I was looking forward to, after graduation, what our life together would look like in terms of moving in and getting engaged, all those things. And honestly, my mind was in a totally different place. I was not really focused on my health or thinking that it could be anything that was serious. I first started having my one and only symptom in August of 2024. I noticed a little bit of blood in my stool, but I didn't think anything of it. I also wasn't the greatest in terms of diet, exercise, water intake. So my family, friends all kind of suggested that it was most likely hemorrhoids because I also wouldn't go to the bathroom very often. So they were kind of thinking that it was related to that. And then it wouldn't be there every time. So that was another reason I wasn't concerned. And it wasn't in large amounts. Sometimes I almost never noticed it at all. So I really, truly, even all the way until when I went to see my doctor in February of 2025, I really did not think anything deeper than hemorrhoids. I honestly was just kind of thinking that they would go away on their own. I saw my primary care physician, and luckily she was amazing and she took my concern seriously. I got the blood work done. Only thing that was abnormal on that was slight anemia, and then I had the fecal calprotectin test done, which came back normal. It didn't show any inflammation in my colon. Then I had the CT scan, which also came back normal. After I had all those done and they were all normal, I was really feeling a little embarrassed, but I had an appointment booked with my GI specialist still anyways. And I went to see her and told her, you know what, I honestly think that I'm just fine. I don't know why I went this far. Luckily, she was very good and took me very seriously, even though I was not taking myself seriously. And she said, we've gone this far, let's just go all the way and do the colonoscopy. There's no harm in it. It's not fun, but at least we can see physically what's happening inside and figure something out for you. And I got my colonoscopy at the beginning of June, where they found the tumor. The doctor came in the room and said, okay, I found something, and it's taking a lot for me to gather my words to say this because I have not seen anyone your age in this situation, but I found a tumor, and he said it was 4 centimeters. So he said, next step, 100% you have to have surgery to remove this. I couldn't take it out during the colonoscopy because it's too large. He was very hopeful. He kind of left it up in the air. It could be cancer or it could be a very advanced polyp. So leaving the appointment, I obviously was terrified, but I wasn't 100% certain that it was going to be cancer. At 9 p.m. on Friday, June 6th, I saw the results on Quest, and it had said that it was a moderately differentiated ulcerated adenocarcinoma in the sigmoid colon. So essentially, it meant that it was cancer. So I had to digest that information without having spoken to the doctor yet. So I was with my mom, my dad, and my best friend, Sarah, and I was just hysterical. My first thought was just, I don't want to die. I was just absolutely terrified. And I honestly, looking back, feel terrible for the people that were there in that moment, because there's no thing you can say that will make the person feel better. They took out 25 centimeters of my colon and 20 lymph nodes around, sent all those to be biopsied, and I had 7 lymph nodes come back positive, which is a lot. So I was considered to be a high risk stage 3 case. So technically translate to stage 3C. I went to see my oncologist from there. She let me know that I needed to do 6 months of FOLFOX chemotherapy no matter what, because we wanted to just really make sure that the cancer won't be able to come back. So chemotherapy was really hard. It was really hard to stay strong mentally and get through those days. But I just would have to remind myself that the following week I would feel better. So I would really try my best to look forward to my week off from treatment and make plans and do things that I would actually have to look forward to keep me moving forward in those rough days. But it was really hard. I moved quickly from I'm proud of myself to, okay, now what am I supposed to do? I feel like I don't have control over anything. I have been not the best version of myself since finishing treatment. Honestly, I felt like I was better during treatment than I have been after. I think a lot of people my age don't understand the constant fear and anxiety after the fact. Of course, during treatment, they don't understand truly the extent of how you're feeling, because emotionally you're struggling with the fact that they all get to just keep living their lives as normal, where you don't get to anymore. And they don't understand the physical feeling of going through treatment. But a big thing that I've been struggling with is them just not understanding the constant fear and anxiety that follows you after treatment is over. When you are in remission, it's really almost debilitating, because you just are constantly living in the worry of what happens if it comes back and what am I going to do? I don't want to die. Everyone says, like, you're in remission. Why would you even be worried about dying? But I'm like, death is still a very real possibility in stage 3 cancer. Unfortunately, it can come back, and it doesn't mean it's going to, but everybody usually says you can't worry. No amount of worrying is going to change the outcome. All things that I know and I'm very well aware of, but it still doesn't change the fact that the worry is there. I don't think I'll consider myself a true survivor until I go 5 years without it coming back, because that's when I would be considered cured. Whereas right now I'm just in remission. I was planning initially to become a teacher full time much sooner. But now that I've gone through treatment and had this whole experience, I am delaying my time of becoming a full-time teacher slightly. I am going to just stick to being a substitute teacher for a little bit longer, because I can appreciate the flexibility of being able to just kind of readjust myself to being normal again. In terms of my relationship, I kind of had it in mind that I would have liked to have kids much sooner than I will be able to now, or at least much sooner than I will be comfortable now, because now that I'm in my monitoring phase, I have to get scans every 6 months, which are usually PET or CT scans, which are not safe scans to get when you are pregnant. And I just don't want to put my own health on the back burner for the sake of being able to have a family, even though that's something that I really want. I just want to make sure that I'll be okay before I make that choice to bring a life into the world. I'm trying to be gentle with myself mentally. I am in therapy. I talk through my feelings and my struggles and anxieties. So I try to stay on top of that. I'm planning on joining support groups and being more present in the aftermath of treatment. by just talking to other people, getting different perspectives, and feeling supported in that way, because most people that I'm friends with or in my relationship with or my family, they just don't understand certain aspects. They're amazing in other ways, but certain aspects are only understood by other people who have been through what you've been through. I'm working out, so I never have been a person who has gone to the gym. I'm at least committing myself to doing 120 to 160 minutes of moderate exercise for now. So I've been focusing just on walking, like brisk walking for a couple miles, at least 5 times a week. And then I'm also trying to pay a lot more attention to the things that I consume. So I try to limit additives in foods that I'm eating. I try to eat the rainbow a lot more fruits, a lot more vegetables, trying to increase my fiber intake, and just really paying attention to my body while also trying to give myself grace that my body is also trying to recalibrate right now. I honestly struggle a lot with the neuropathy. It really frustrates me, so I get angry a lot of the time when I can't open a jar or make the bed or do the dishes, just things that I should be able to do and I have been able to do and would have been able to do if I didn't go through this. And I really appreciate everyone for being so patient with me. But my biggest advice for other people is it's okay, and nothing is going to happen overnight. Like, you're not going to get back to who you were. You never will be who you were, but you'll be better eventually. It just takes time.
Thank you so much for watching. If you were inspired by this story, we've queued up another one for you here. And please make sure you subscribe to the Patient Story community, where we're humanizing cancer one story at a time and always reminding people you're never alone.